on this. First off, we're going to talk to
Yeah.
Connie, who's calling in from Canada. Connie, you are live on Talk Heathen. What's going on?
Hi. Well, I wanted to get some evidence on the fact that that Christianity is true.
Okay.
Jesus will come again.
Okay. So
and
you
I'm basing from Revelations. That's okay.
We want to understand what you're saying.
Like, for what's going on in today's world.
Okay.
Based to what it says in the Bible, that the things in Revelations are actually happening.
What things in Revelation are happening?
Like wars, rumors of wars. ISIS was a big part of it.
ISIS is in the Bible? ISIS is in the book of Revelations?
Well, not as ISIS, but as for wars, Christians being persecuted.
Connie, can you name a time when there wasn't a war or a rumor of a war in human history? Any point.
Well, we've had peace for many years. I don't remember there being wars when I was growing up.
Well, when you were growing up, were you up to date on all the geopolitical realities that are going on in this world? Because I sure as heck wasn't. I was playing with Legos. What were you doing? Reading the newspaper? I mean, well, I think it's fair to say, Connie, that when you're younger, you have a kind of blissful, insulated view of the world. It's nothing against you or me. It's probably good for children to not know about human conflict in its totality. But not to put too fine a point on that, I would assert
that the news was always on. I'm sure that, yes, there were some negative things, but it's worse today.
Give me a year. Give me a year. What year are we talking about? Because we got the Khmer Rouge, we've got beheadings going on all around the world, probably within your entire lifetime. Those are wars, in one form or another.
Yeah, but they weren't wars persecuting Christians, where ISIS was a big thing persecuting the Christians.
Do you think ISIS? What do you think the goal of ISIS is? Do you think the goal of ISIS is to stop Christians?
To eliminate the Christians.
Where?
All over.
Here? In the U.S.?
Everywhere. Canada, U.S.
I think the goal of ISIS is to establish an Islamic state in the Levant. I don't think that they really care about Christians too much. I mean, like, I think if they did, they're doing a not great job, right? Like, I don't know. Like,
Dan,
look,
I'll disagree.
You disagree?
Okay.
You disagree?
Sorry. I'll disagree with you on that one. I'm going to agree with Connie on that one. I think that probably ISIS's ultimate goal is to destroy all kinds of divergent thought from their particular cult, death cult-like version of Islam. Okay, but I'm still not persuaded that the Bible describes 2023.
Yeah, Connie, let me do it this way, right?
Israel.
But Connie,
Israel exists.
But Connie, if I came to you and I said, look, everything in this book is describing what's happening today because it says that there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, is that going to be enough to convince you that everything else that book says is true?
It's a matter of where the wars are. Like, look at Israel. It's huge there.
What's huge there?
The wars?
Yeah, there's the major war there in Israel.
Who's at war in Israel? Let's find out. We're jumping around quite a bit, Connie, but you're talking about Israel. Okay, tell me more about Israel. What's going on in Israel that you think the Bible predicts?
I actually have to run because I'm actually on duty at my church.
Okay.
So,
Connie, you've opened up Pandora's box.
A book of worms. And I don't know how to back it right
Okay.
now.
All right,
I'll
Connie.
tell you what you could do, Connie. You can call back. That's what
Yeah.
you can do.
Atheist Experience is
I
on
saw
later
that.
today.
Do a little further research.
Yeah. Atheist Experience is on later today at 4:00 Central. So you can call into them and tell them we sent you. Tell them Johnny sent you. Say Johnny P. Angel sends his love. And they'll talk to you. But we'll let you go, Connie. Sounds like you got to go right now.
Take care.
So the thing about the book of Revelation, right? It's not revelations. Revelation. Okay. First of all, gotta remember that. But also, it says a lot of things. Has a lot of political commentary. A lot of scholars agree. Has a lot of messaging that we're not even quite sure the meaning of, even in today's world. So if like the people who have been studying this book on a scholarly level can't really find any consensus on what the book is actually saying, I don't think we can describe it as, a book that's talking about modern events, because I think it's if it is talking about events, it's talking about events contemporary to the time of its writing. I think that's very clear. But also, it's like, again, when you talk about vague notions of, there's going to be wars or rumors of wars and these things happening, as Johnny rightfully pointed out, there's pretty much always been wars, right? There's been more times in recorded human history of wars than there have been in peace, as far as I'm aware. So it's just not good enough for us to say, well, everything else in this book must be true because it has some predictions that are vaguely right? Yeah.
And could I add to that too? And I don't think Connie was intending to do this, but there may not have been wars in Europe during my lifetime, or Connie's for that matter, or wars within the United States or Canada, Mexico. But there have been wars throughout Asia, the Middle East, Africa, South America. Wars that there certainly have been wars that where Christians have been killed, and who cares about Christians? There have been wars, and people have been dying on a global and a regional and a local scale. Who are we to say that wars that affect different cultural groups in for me, a remote part of the world is less important than one that takes place in, I don't know, Luxembourg? Because it's not.
That's another thing too. I think there's this idea. So like a Christianity and like an ignorance of world cultures can sometimes go hand in hand. I saw a tweet when the war in Ukraine was first breaking out of somebody saying, "Oh, this is the first war, between a civilized nation like in my lifetime." Or something, right? Or the invasion of a civilization. It's like, you're saying that because Ukraine's a white nation, I think, because like there's been lots of wars with lots of countries around the world, and you kind of just care because it's in Europe. Like it's
Yeah, and Bill Ashby, one of the commenters, rightly pointed out, no wars in Europe during Johnny's lifetime. Of course, that's not right. I'm not thinking about the wars, but there was it all the troubles up in Northern Ireland and different places like that.
I mean,
there have been, but we're goldfish. We're culturally goldfish. We forget about the things that aren't right in front of our faces.
It's true.
So
it's true. And
Connie, call back,
Connie. And I've read the book of Revelation. I don't think it's talking about what's going on today. I really, really don't.